It's quality now starting, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
We had
I
it yesterday.
Cool. I don't need to wait.
Nice try.
No, I don't need to wait. I like it.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, and sisters. This is a social event on behalf of Epic Online Racing here in Project Cars. This is a mixed GT3 GT4 Endurance race at Bathurst. We are in the re-race warm-up, so let's have a look at
Okay,
who
everybody
we've
in
got.
here.
Wait 1 second. How much I need?
We've got 20 races, 21 names.
Cool thing, yeah.
Himself.
and one
Dean.
pit, right?
If he GT3 Pro League champion.
Yeah, I assume as
He's
well.
not in the Audi. Actually, I thought he was. I have seen an Audi out there on the field as I was having a few practice laps.
Go.
And we might be getting
Okay,
this
make sure
underway.
you got
Qualifying
your
has
pit
already
strategy
taken place,
assigned.
so it's nothing. The order you see
that.
on the left-hand side
What
of the
is
screen
that?
has nothing to do with what's going to be run.
If you're in your garage, there's a section that says.
I'm joking, right?
Okay. I was like, what?
So we're just waiting for the go-ahead to get this underway.
I never knew that existed. I was doing it, a rush in the pits every time.
So once the session
When
gets
you get in
restarted,
pit, you just
I will be
really fast.
acting as the pace car
Yeah.
and
Mate,
will
you're fast.
then be leading the field out, getting
That was
the
crazy back
field
then.
formed into the qualifying
My
order,
dog wanted
and
to
then
came
we
in
will
my
get this
cover
race
my
underway.
room,
2
and
hours
I just closed
here
the door
at
for him. I'm
Bathurst.
so rude. I'm animal
So
abuse.
Vadim in the Mercedes
What are you?
won the GT3 Season 7 Championship in the Pro Division, for which I commentated on.
Okay, guys,
Audi.
everybody in the pit box.
Love it.
Yeah, pit.
He competed
Okay,
in
you
the
do the
Aston,
talking. You're
in
better
the
at it.
Bentley rather. 27 Z4 this time.
It's not my native language.
Miguel.
Suck.
Herrera. He is in the Audi. Danny Rick.
King driving or
Z4.
he's just pit?
No, I'm in the pit. I'm safety car, yeah.
Oh,
So I'll be
yeah,
I'll be doing
okay.
parade lap again, same as we do in the Endurance League.
Okay, I'm
Right,
skipping the session.
And we better get it underway then.
Yeah,
Phoenix
like
is
the
also an Audi. Aha, right.
Let's go.
Okay, skipping
just
the
a
other
warm-up.
session.
So yeah, we're actually skipping the official warm-up
Okay,
sessions because we've already done it. So
Okay, I'm last.
I'll be reading the order out.
Stay when you're restful, please.
Yeah, stay
Ring,
still.
ring.
I'll be coming through the middle.
Yeah, just go,
Right, Vadim, let's have you then.
Vadim wanted to start last, so
Okay, Morvik,
Yeah.
Miguel, Nick Mido.
Where is Vadim?
He's starting last. Danny Rick,
Why?
no idea.
Oh, he wants to have fun.
Relo, Zapata, 118, Phoenix, Ketin B. I don't know how you say that.
fire last.
Dawu, D-A-W-U, Dawu. And all other GT3s.
And we are missing someone, are we? No, it's me. I'm alone.
GT4s then, Marco,
Sir.
Andrex, DG, Gwegwin, Jan, and all other GT4s.
Wait, Mobster, why are you behind me?
Behind you?
Yeah.
Because you start.
Unfortunately, you on the stream are going to hear
But I will
the
pass
steering wheel crunching away.
But I will crash. Will pass me.
Mark, where are you?
Corner of the
No,
hill.
Panther,
So whilst I lead the field around,
Miguel is behind me as well.
what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the format.
I mixed it to the GT3 so now.
You want to be in sandwich?
No.
Cat. between second and
Guys,
third.
is Miguel Herrera starting from the back as well? What is he doing?
He needs to go to the end of the GT3s.
Is he like stopped on the grid or?
Oh no, don't spin!
Moving, but
Ah, shit.
Oh, safety car just spun out.
Oh, really?
You didn't see that?
Should I wait?
Nothing to see here. No, carry on. You've
no. I think
GT4s, you should.
don't
wait
say
on the
it.
gas.
I'm already doing it.
Mr. King, sir. Mr. King, sir.
Don't say
There is
it.
the formation. Yeah, I can remember that.
The actual start-finish.
Reno, are you supposed to be in front of me?
Right, GT3, slow down a bit.
Are you staying in channel, Mr. King, sir?
Hang on, Andrex, I'm struggling to hear you, my friend.
I was just really inquiring, are you staying in channel? Do we have to behave ourselves?
Thankfully, navigable.
Yeah, I think I'll stay in channel this time. But that doesn't mean you have to behave yourself. It's probably more fun if you don't. Right, GT3s are formed up.
Normal formation.
Morvic, the pace is yours, sir.
Okay. GT3s aren't fully formed.
Good luck,
up,
guys.
but okay.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, everybody, in the GT3s and GT4s.
Right, so at this point, I will now be fully in spectator mode as Morvic has got the GT3 field underway now. We are racing here at Bathurst for 59 racing laps. Morvic leads the way. Nick Minder in second. He is in the Ginetta. Rita 715 in the Z4. Danny Ricks lost the position already. He is also Z4. Dawu, not a name I'm familiar with, so hello to you. He is in the Aston Martin. 118 Z4. As the Audi of Miguel on his inside hooks. Someone bouncing off the wall. That's the Aston. Clanking away. No damage in this particular race as it is a social event. Phoenix. 118 in 9th position. He's just been demoted to 9th. Actually, he's in the Audi. Vadim in the Mercedes has just gone through another position. Fast draw. He's in the M3. Finding himself squashed in between Z4 and the Audi in 11th place. And that's Akhenaton. I will struggle with that name, I'm sure. He's in 11th position. He's also in the M3, and that is Mozza in the Z4. The GT4s then. Marco leads the way in the Ginetta GT4 with Andrix UK. Is that the Ginetta he's in? No, it's the Aston. I beg your pardon, I couldn't tell from that range. Andrix UK in the Aston V8 Vantage GT4. Dangerous Ginetta in the Rocket Bunny. In third in class. Quakewick is in the N3. Finds himself 16th, 4th overall as fast draw. Vadim, what has happened to you? Oh, big clunk of cars here. All finding position. Dawu is actually, it looks like he pulled over to let them go as Vadim tries to force his way on the inside. Oh, that's a big impact there for Monster in the Z4, getting it all wrong at the Dipper, turn number 18. Oops, touching on the grass. Those guys are back underway again. There's Andrex. Wigwin. Franco goes in. Oh, I was warned he was in that really pinkish coloured. Ginetta. He continues his way in 16th position. Dangerous Ginetta. In 17th then, in the Rocket Bunny. Jam. Also in the Rocket Bunny. Is in 18th position. That is Catharian. In the Endurance League. Is in the Ginetta. This time he finds himself in the Baby Aston. Jason C. is our 20th runner. He is also in the Ginetta GT4. So let's get back up to our GT3s then. So Morvic has blown away from the rest of the field. Nick Minder.
I have just thought, I have no idea about the pit entry.
So Andrew's getting a bit confused over the pit entry here at Bathurst. So Relo's still in third, Danny Rick 4. Broken away a bit from 118 in 5th position. He's got Miguel. He's a good start. He's got a custom livery on his 118. Miguel. Carrying for that 5th position in the Audi. Phoenix then has got Fast Draw for company. Now he has the M3 on his tail. Then there is Vadim. Whoops, bouncing off the wall. It looks much more severe from a spectator standpoint than it actually is from a driver. Whoa, that was quite a heavy hit there. See, Vadim probably didn't hit the wall that hard, but it makes a big noise and sends a big plume of dust. Oh dear, as the Audi of Phoenix gets a bit out of shape. Lovely opportunistic move and Fast Draw, but he's lost it. Like I say, no damage on this particular race. That would have pretty much retired him. That kind of impact. But of course, he continues in the M3, loses the position to Vadim, and on they go. Whoa, look at that. Vadim flying on the inside at turn 18 at the Dipper and climbs up to 7th and continues on his merry way. There's DeWoo. 10th position now. Oh, Miguel in 118 for swap position. Look at that. That was on the main straight, on the Conrad straight, leading down to the chase. Can he slow it down? Yes, he can. That is 5th position to the Audi. Soaring nail to the back of Danny Rick earlier on. And he has now got that position. Very nicely done. Oh, big clunk there from Fast Draw. He allows the Audi to
the GT3 boys.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Cut track penalty as well for Fast Draw. There's DeWoo. Mobster. Whoa, get that Z4 in the control. I'm going to struggle with this one, I'm afraid. Ak Henderson. There's Marco, actually, the head of the GT4 is beginning to catch Ak Henderson of the GT3.
Never were like that before.
There's Andrex. Good win. Franco. Tharian is very close to jam. There we go. In that very light red Aston. Makes a lovely noise up there. Aston. Is he going to have a look on the inside of the Rocco Bunny at Murray's corner? He chooses not to this time. Long, long, long way to go. Plenty of opportunities for people to make their moves. And let's jump up to 5th. Miguel, sorry. Is really getting into his stride there. He's had a great start. He's starting near the back of the GT3 field. 5th. I thought he might have gone a little bit deep there into turn 10, but held it pretty well. But beg your pardon, turn 9. So he comes down. Rasses. Oops. That's going to be a cut track penalty for 118. The game does not take kindly to you doing that. A bit of a bang there. We heard, I think it was probably Miguel just clipping the barrier. Through the Dipper.
Stop at the car.
Is he going to have a look at Danny Rick?
Because 0% radiator all the time.
He's gaining on the Z4, but I don't think he's going to be quick enough. Oh, mind you saying that? Oh, a bit of lag going on. I'm not sure whether it was Miguel or Danny Rick was lagging. Oh, goodness me. Who was that off into the dust? It was Miguel actually just taps the back of the Z4. I think we just lost someone. We have just lost someone. I'm not actually sure who it was. There was someone off in the dust, but whoever it was pulled over and retired from the race. 19 runners now remain. Oh dear, Miguel.
That's so bad, man.
Well, we've been promoted to 4th position, but had a bit of trouble the last time. He's going to lose that what is now 4th to 118. Oh no! Barged off the track by the Z4. He managed to hold on to it. That's Vadim slipping through. He's now up to 4th. And 118 relinquishes that position to back to Miguel. So on they continue then. VBR Morvik is showing off his new team tag. He's currently leading this race by about 3 to 4 seconds or so. Ooh, too deep at turn 2. 118 there. Of course he'll get away with it. There's Phoenix just making that same corner. He's trying to do it sideways. DeWoo. Aston, Fast Draw in the M3s. I wonder if he's gaining on the back of that Aston. Mobster, Z4. Come on, names, keep up this. There's Ak Henderson being chased down Mountain Straight by the GT4 Ginetta of Marco. Andrex is losing time on the Ginetta of Marco. It is continuing his merry way. Let's win. It's got Franco Jones in short succession. The Citharian has just got past Jam. Oh, just before the turn in at turn 2. So that is 17th position overall to Jam. in the Rocket Bunny. Oh, that would have been a very brave move if he'd kept it on the inside. If Andy kept it on the inside, he may well have had an opportunity there, but chose not to do it. And Jason then, whoops, bouncing off the wall. But is continuing in the Ginetta. Oh no! That's the Rocket Bunny of Jam. Bouncing off the wall, he's lost out then with that battle with Lithuania. They have swapped back around again. Let's head back up to our battle for 4th position. Here it is, 3-way battle. Vadim, Danny Rick, and Miguel Herrera. Mercedes. Is it Mercedes? It is indeed. The SLS Mercedes, Z4, and Audi as Flanger and Gregwin have just swapped position. So Gregwin probably made a mistake at the dipper. It's very, very bumpy. It's very easy to lose the car up there. He's lost that 14th position to Flanger Rose in the effeminately coloured Ginetta. Flanger Rose still using a pad.
Nathan, are you there?
Slow down. No. Too wide. Only a cut track penalty for him. Oh, he might. I think he managed to actually get away with that. He did. And he's managed to hold on to the position just. Oh, look, that was a look on the inside by Gregwin. But also, that is a dangerous Ginetta right in that mixture. This is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th in class. So, another lap, and that's Gregwin having to defend from dangerous Ginetta. PG using the Rocket Bunny. He's going to get a great decent run out that first turn. Got the pace on the N3, goes to the outside. So what will be the outside then? Side by side of the mountain straight. The advantage is still going to be with Gregwin. And DG has to pull out of it. Oh! Tactical move then. That's unfortunately Gregwin smacked into the wall and he's in trouble. Gregwin is coming to a halt. Oh no, he's away again. Might he have got himself a penalty there? That would be a bit unfortunate if he did. Daru and Phoenix would just swapped. Again, that's... oh, and that is Fast Draw that's right in there as well. I bet you again that's trouble at the dipper. Side by side, Audi and M3. There's an odd bit of lag going on there. The way that they're fidgeting around. The Audi looks like he's got far greater top speed. Can he slow it down? Yes, he can. It could be the Fast Draw's gone for a higher wing setup here. Ooh, bumpy on the grass. That's not going to help. Then side by side, heading down to that final turn. Audi hanging on to that inside line. Phoenix hangs on to that 8th position at the moment. Fast Draw having to buy the sign. Tyre wear is on. I think it's slow, but I think it is definitely there. Fuel usage is on, but damage is off. And again, Fast Draw getting the better run out of that turn 1. He's got the setup for the corners, it seems, but just cannot do anything on the straight turn with the Audi. Gets its advantage back. They fly on down to turn 2. Up the hill they come. BMW will not be shaken from the back of that Audi at the moment. I suspect this battle is going to go on for quite some time. Oh, bit of a touch then on the wall from Fast Draw. Let's have a look at the lap time so far. Fastest lap actually by quite some ways. Vadim. That was a surprise. No, yeah, lots of clunky on the wall. These used to catch me out when I was doing the GT3 commentary here. A couple of seasons ago. Oh goodness me, that's the Audi running out of room, going off into the dust at turn 10 and clunks into the wall again. It's so hard to, once the car starts to get loose up there in that particular section, it's so hard to get it back under control. But Phoenix now back in the way, but Fast Draw has gained that 8th position. As we were saying, the fastest lap then is with this man for Dean. By quite a considerable margin at this stage. He is drawing ever closer to Nick Mido. Back to 2nd place. Vadim opted to start last in the GT3 field. He actually qualified first, but opted to start back of the GT3 pack. He's made his way up to 3rd. within the first 10 laps, so a great effort from him. Danny Rick still has company in 4th position. Miguel Herrera. Leading Audi, not by a great deal. There's the next Z4 of 118. Still relatively spread out at the moment, so with the exception of these two. Track position battle going on at the moment. This one being basically one in each class, one for GT3. Oh goodness me, Miguel barging his way through on the inside. He does indeed relinquish that position back to the Z4. Great sporting of Miguel. That's probably Miguel. Probably should actually say it correctly. Miguel Herrera. That's as close as I'm going to get. Continuing on his way then. The other close battle we've got is in 18th position. Whoa, that's not the way to do it. Win. That's going to be a big cut track penalty for him, unfortunately. So that was with Jam in the Rocket Bunny. Is he slowing down? It looked like he was slowing down way before the corner. So now Jason has just jumped ahead of Gwegwin. So the battle does continue, but now it's, instead of BMW versus Rocket Bunny, it is now BMW versus Janetta. Otherwise, field fairly spread out. Let's jump back up to Miguel in good position. Oh, look at that! Danny Rick trying to do something on the left-hand side of the Audi. That's the Audi with the straight line speed advantage over the Z4. They continue on their merry way then. I'm just going to double check something. So the stream is going to pause just for a moment, which I do apologise for. We will get that sorted out momentarily. Someone obviously making a mistake. Apologise for the stream pausing. It should now be coming back on. Yes, it is, with a bit of a stutter. I was just double checking that it wasn't something on my end that was causing the people to sort of jump around. There's quite a few people seem to be doing it. Now my stream has stopped again. That's myself, not anything on your side. Viewer. That looks weird as we jumped in. It looks like Miguel was high in the air. Oh, the team's very, very close with Janetta of Nick Mido in third. Look at that. No, I am fully with you now. He continues to smack the wall. And continues to harry for that second position from Nick Mido. So we now have some battles then in the field. Now this particular section, this downhill S spot, I absolutely love driving it. Then you see Nick Mido choosing a wider entry into that turn 18, the dipper, than Vadim chose in the Mercedes. That'll be down to setup and personal preference then. Vadim getting the pace advantage behind the Janetta. And that is going to be second to Vadim. Nick Mido just could not answer that. The pace difference was far too high. Vadim still has to defend into the chase. And does indeed. That is successfully second position in the hands of the Mercedes. So now it's going to be VBR Nordic, his next target.
Also going to pass you.
Miguel with Danny Rick.
Thank you.
In short succession. Now we've just had a pass down here with Marco. Mobster has just been overtaken by a GT4, so Mobster is having a torrid time in that Z4. He's wiggling away, he's on a pad I believe as well. So that is Marco, head of the GT4 field, and has now overtaken someone in the GT3 field. Franco Droves is pretty close. He is currently in 15th position. He's closer to Danger Janetta for that fourth in class. Janetta versus Rocket Bunny. As they enter the S's section. It is so important to get your car settled down in readiness for that corner there. It's the tightest part of the S's. You can lose a whole bucket load of time if you're not prepared for that specific corner. You can also lose it here. It's very bumpy here in turn 18. As DG bounces off the wall on the exit. So Franco handles that one nicely. Oh, I can't be on board with it. Someone drives in the pad. Obviously on a straight line, but going through corners actually makes me think it's seasick. Because of the way that their car just lurches around. So Franco is losing a bit of pace on the straights, but will certainly gain that back in the corners. We will keep an eye on him and see how he gets on. Let's jump back up to Miguel and Danny Rick in fourth. Here they are. Audi versus Z4 as they just come through turn 18. GT4s should be coming toward. There we go. I was just thinking the GT3s rather should be coming through the GT4 field now. That was Greg Wing and Jason C. There they are in the background. They've been saying that the BMW just getting ahead of the Ginetta. Look at that. That's actually Morvic in the Z4 you've just seen going out of the shot. Now being hounded by Vadim. Let's check the lap times last time around. 2:04.7, 2:04.9, but of course they had traffic to contend with as well. 2:06, 2:03.2, a new fastest lap of the race by Vadim, despite the fact he had a couple of GT4s there. Wow, incredible pace by Vadim. Can he keep it going though the whole race? That is the golden question. Fastest lap of the GT4 field. Let's have a quick look.
Feel free to press reset and turn your car around.
Oh, someone was ending up facing backwards. Oh dear, oh dear. Monster's having a terrible time.
Sorry,
his best lap so far is actually in line with the GT4s. So the fastest lap, but it looks like it's Marco, 2:13.907. I can see there's that 2:13 there, but that's actually Monsterlots in the Z4. Who is Satska? He's what he's doing there. He's waiting for an opportunity to rejoin the race without smashing into people's car. It was probably Mobster that was facing the wrong way, so Mobster in the Z4 is having a really hard time then. That's Nick Mider coming to put a lap on him. In third position. Ooh, steady Mobster. Let's have another look at Vadim then in second. See how close he is to Morvic. There's Morvic. Coming into the shot. There's Vadim. Oh, goodness me, we just saw Morvic actually getting very, very squirrely coming into turn 18. That's going to, again, lose him a whole lot of time.
For you, Morvic.
That's Vadim saying I'm going for you. This is Vadim's point of view.
I think you will win it because I did a
Hitharian is the car that is...
triple stops.
Vadim just alluded he's doing 2 stops, so it could be that he started with a Liza fuel load. Could be he's chewing his tyres, something awful. Now, having said that, Morvic... Oh, it's mind games as he's now side by side with Morvic. As he took the position on the braking zone of the chase. Darian getting out of the way. That is your new race leader, Morvic then. Oh dear. Didn't have a good run through that last turn. Morvic then having a look on the right-hand side of the Mercedes. Vadim looks like he's going to hang on to that. Oh, lovely first turn by Morvic there. From the Z4, the Mercedes certainly has the straight line speed advantage. Look at that, but he's just pulling away. If he's much lighter on fuel, it will make a difference. I mean, that's quite a colossal difference, but it could be that Morvic is able to hang on a bit better in the corners. But again, if Vadim has to make a second pit stop, if Morvic's going for a single stop, he's going to have to do quite a lot of loss of lead to maintain it after the second stop has happened. So, long way to go yet.
Thank you.
That is Dangerous Ginetta getting out of the way of the GT3s rather. Oh, look at that! You just saw Franco Droz overtaking Dangerous Ginetta in the background there. As GT got out of the way of the leaders. That was a great opportunistic move by Franco Droz to take that position. Very nicely done. Who else shall we look at? Let's have a look at Delwu in 8th position there. It was in the Aston. That is a fast draw, and the BMW just saw doing a shot. Someone else clips the wall. Actually, let's keep an eye on that battle here. In the GT4 field, Franco Droz, Dangerous Ginetta. We just saw Dangerous Ginetta lose that position to Franco Droz. In the background, you just see. That's that in the background is actually Nick Mido and Hitharian. I thought there was another battle for me. It's not. It's Hitharian being overtaken, being lapped rather by Nick Mido. Down towards the chase, these two come. straight line speed there by DT, but not able to capitalise on getting back on the tail of that Ginetta. On board with the Rocket Bunny. I wondered if he was going to have a lunge on the inside. Franco Drones has gone deep into that final turn. Can DT get on the side? Looks like he can. Moving down into turn 1, that's going to be the inside line for Dangerous Ginetta with the... that is Nick Mino right behind them, and DT did not get the move done. Didn't pick up the toe off the GT3 Ginetta. He does. A little bit, whoops, that's Franco Doe's going for a bit of a wander on the grass. That's my favourite trick. Ginetta again looking particularly good in the straights, but just cannot use that extra speed from his car to get past that Ginetta. In the background there, you could hear...
Stick to your line on Rex.
You could hear his Tharian, I think. As both DG and Fregadros go a little bit deep at turn 4. Neither of them getting any particular advantage from that. That is the Audi of Miguel. Hello. Nice name, sir. Hello at Trollovision. Like it. Hello to you, sir. Welcome to my stream. Haven't seen you before. Always welcome. Oh, excuse me, just grabbing a drink. We are on lap 13 then. 48 remaining. Long way to go. Dangerous Ginetta's lost quite a lot of time on Franco then. That is Danny Rick coming up behind him. The GT4s are not obliged to jump out of the way of the GT3s. Same rules as applies in the Mixed GT3 Endurance League. The GT3s are not obliged to jump out of the way of the LMP2s, but equally they are not trying to hold them up. So typically the GT4s will, if they're on a straight, they would tend to kind of bleed out the throttle, but they are told to stick to their lines. It makes the move way too deep for Ginetta there. Makes the move the GT3s have to do far easier to plan if the GT4s stick to their lines.
Mission Tai Avelino.
No idea who that was or what they said.
Avelino, Trentino, ne znam, nešto tada.
What he said. And we've just lost someone. Is that Mobster we've just lost?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's Mobster Lobster. He's been struggling all race long.
Just hit me from behind my car turned around.
Ah. So Mobster's got shunted.
My car turned around.
Oh dear. So we have lost another then from this race. 18 remain. Ginetta's now going to try and get that position from Itharian. Ooh, now another battle I want to look at. Let's just see if Dangerous Ginetta makes a move here. Into turn 2. He does not. That's what it looks like from Dangerous Ginetta's perspective. Is he going to try something into turn 4? Nope, a little bit too far back for that. Another battle that's forming is for 6th position. Here it is. Exactly the same piece of track for just 6. The Z4 of 118 against the M3 of Fast Draw. So climb up through 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The Z4 looked a bit more settled through those corners than the M3 did. Could be setup, that could be connection, that could be the weather, that could be the fact that the sun's the wrong colour. Take your pick. Now coming down through the S's. That battle we were seeing earlier between Dangerous Ginetta and Tharian.
Okay. Shit. Oh, no worries.
Into. Is this an opportunity for Fast Draw? Got to stay with that Z4 as best he can. I think he had to get out of it to avoid an impact. Whoops. Touching the grass there for Z4. Z4 is rocking a hard place there. He's trying to think about defending from Fast Draw, but also he's trying to plan the move past Dangerous Ginetta. He gets the move past with Rocket Bunny done. Fast Draw can do the same. Yep. And through goes Fast Draw as well.
Hello there.
Hi-oh.
that battle then for 6th position continues. Let's check in with everybody.
Do what I want, mate.
Vadim in 1st position in the Mercedes, just coming past Marco, who leads. That's actually the leader of the race and leader of the GT4 section in the same shot there. Vadim with the fastest lap of the race with a 2:03 to a 1. VBR Mulvey started in pole as Vadim opted to start from the back. He's now in 2nd.
Did you brake?
And has a pretty healthy gap of nearly 20 seconds over that of this man, Nick Mido. Morvick flying the VBR flag, pretty proud there. And that's fast draw, and 118 hits swap position then, so that was actually turn 4 by the look of that. 118 smashes off the wall again. A nice opportunistic move then from fast draw to claim that 6th position. Nick Mido, as we mentioned, just coming through turn 18. Starts his run down onto Conrad Straight. Miguel is not too far behind Nick Mido then. 4 or 5 seconds or so between the Ginetta and the Audi. So Miguel can be pretty good in a straight line. Oh, slow that beast down. To do. Miguel having a pretty good run here. Danny Rick in the next Z4. Jeremy in 5th position. Was locked in battle with Miguel for a while, but now finds himself a bit of space fore and aft. That is Andrex, 2nd in the GT4 class, you just seen the background there. He's got a pretty healthy gap, 15 seconds plus to this man fast draw. He's just taken that 6th position, as we saw earlier in the N3 from this man. 118 in the Z4. He's on his merry way. There is DeWoo, new name to this league. A name I haven't seen before, so welcome to you in the Aston P12. 8th position, 5.7 seconds down from 118 at the moment. Phoenix has got Wegwin directly ahead of him. 4 and 3, whoops. A little bit wide on the exit of the chase, but continues then in the Audi. And I think that's why he wiggles around a bit. At Henderson in the...
Can I pass you?
Oh, goodness me.
I'm not racing you.
That's Marco trying to get past the GT3. Oh, bit of contact between that Henderson there and Marco. Marco in the GT4 Ginetta is proven to be quicker than the GT3 N3 of Hack Henderson, although on the Conrad Straight that position will change. He will of course be able to break away, but it looks like Marco will be able to close him down, possibly position himself for that 10th place. What is it? I'm just going to have to make a minor adjustment again to one of my windows. Apologies, right?
Just to open the goddamn window, I am sweating like a paedophile.
Charming, Andrex. Andrex getting a little bit hot.
That's pretty friendly.
Well,
Nick Mido is just coming up behind Marco there. So there is 2nd place Andrex, who you've just seen you, just heard rather, is, should we say, overheating.
I've not been caught for being
Frank Rhodes, 3rd in class in the Ginetta. 23.7 seconds or so between himself and Andrex, so a pretty big gap between 2nd and 3rd. He has got Dangerous Ginetta right with him. So the battle between Frank Rhodes and Dangerous Ginetta is still on them for that 3rd in class spot. In the Rocket Bunny.
Why is that white BMW letting everybody through but me?
Behind is this man Hitharia. That's Marco not too happy with Hack Henderson, it seems.
All the GT3 guys get fast and I have to sit behind it.
Blue flags, I suspect.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Here we go. PG Dens just made a move on Franco Droz.
Oh shit,
Just
you're
caught
still in the
it.
channel. Oh god.
Yes, I did hear you, Andrex.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh,
Caught on stream.
White BMW, can I pass you?
Oh, Franco Droz actually got that move done to get back into 13th position, third in class. Very nice.
I suspect no
Very
mistakes.
nice to Franco Droz there. Whilst these two are squabbling, Hetharian in the Baby Aston, the advantage is gaining on them. So this duo will become a trio pretty soon. Slight tap of the wall there. Jam continues in the rocket buddy with, you can hear Gwegwin coming up behind them. I think.
Anybody get a soundboard for
Oh
me
no, that
with
is.
Sebastian
Audi.
Vettel saying blue flag?
Oh, that's Phoenix coming up behind him. So Gwegwin in the GT4 M3 still has Jason C. This is for, oh, big impact for Jason C there.
if you like.
Word damage on.
Fifth
That would have
works.
been rather painful. So Jason C, also a new name, so welcome to you as well. Always happy to have new names, always happy to have new drivers.
No, I'm not
in
on
our
the
races
steel.
here at AOR. Oh dear, that's facing the wrong way. It's really hard
That's
to
a straight,
recover.
he's pulling away, but I'm
track
catching
is
him
so
at the
narrow.
mountain.
Oh, I've got 2 seconds up on you. You're in trouble.
He's away then.
No, I'm not in trouble. I can't overtake the mountain.
Yeah.
I keep losing like 1.5 seconds there
And that's Marco saying that he's.
because I have to sit behind him.
This is
Because
Marco,
There's no
who-
way I can overtake him
who
because
you
he's
can
just
hear
got
there.
more power.
He's struggling to get past that
You give me
BMW that's
another
just gone
90
out of the
laps and
shot.
You are in trouble.
Akhenaton. So it could be that. Well, Marco will have to pit at some point. Well, so will Akhenaton, of course. So it could be that that comes into play. I'm assuming then that Akhenaton is not in Discord, same as we all are. That was Akhenaton bouncing off the wall. Who shall we
Why?
look at
Because it's
then?
so ugly.
Jump back up to this battle again. Fourth
I'm
position.
getting 1 second and Martin he just
It's Miguel and Nick Mindo. It was battle third, I beg your pardon. Ginetta versus Audi. Ooh, that was nearly in the wall from Miguel.
Oops.
And looks like Miguel had a good run from the dipper
Thank you.
down onto the Conrad straight.
what? No, I mean
Gaining, can he get it done? Nick Mindo moving to the inside
he was
for the next turn.
but he changed his mind like today.
And no,
Oh,
Miguel tops out. He couldn't get that move done
You're
before
not
the
giving me
chase.
useful information.
And that is Nick Mido defending
Didn't
from
hear
Miguel.
Alonso.
And that in the background was Danny Rick actually, so
Radio.
he's not too far behind the Z4. Oh, lovely move by Miguel, though. Nick Mido lost a bit of pace.
I bet they like
Defending
it.
from the Audi.
You don't have to tell me every time.
Mocking Kimi Räikkönen.
Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing.
So Miguel then has taken that third place spot
engine
from
blow,
Nick
engine
Mido.
blow,
Engine
Very,
problem.
very nice move there.
GP2 engine!
And off they go. So that is
Jimmy changed the beat for this
third place then to Miguel. Can Nick Mido
14 now 48X!
close, 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 close. That's close. Thought Miguel was going to bounce off the wall there at turn 2.
Why are we behind Bottas?
Through turn 4.
pushing your seat more.
Oh, look at you, man. I've got you down to 12.5 seconds. What are you doing? You reversing it?
Andrex commenting on the fact that he's eating into the lead that Marco has
I'm not
on the
trying
GT4
to
field.
close ground on that GT3 car to actually pass him, but then I died.
Mido keeping the pressure on the Audi to try and get that third position
Well, at
back.
least I don't have to yell blue flag anymore.
Trying to be nice and smooth with the S's. So where the Ginetta will have its advantage over the Audi, normally speaking. Of course, setup plays a major part in the characteristics of the cars, particularly through this kind of circuit. This is where the Audi should be able to pull away. Here he goes. As Miguel goes over the crest. Pulling away a little bit. Oh, did Will 118 just swap position? That's why 118 is facing the wrong way, coming down through the S's,
It was the white BMW.
and he's just let Andrex through.
Yeah, I just
Didn't have to do that. 118 did not have to allow Andrex through. They're in a different class and not on the same lap. But courteously, as he's now recovering from a spin, he has allowed the GT4 to through. This will be where 118 had the last pass Andrex. There he goes.
Well, those from those GT3 don't really work. They just drive away from you.
Through
Into
118. Into 118. Into that position goes 118. This battle for third still continues on then. Nick Mido and Miguel. We have a three-way battle here. Just seeing Nick Mido a little bit wide. Turn 2. Danny Rick is closing up on them as well.
Oh, jeez. I'm in a rocket party sandwich.
So the three-way battle I was talking about is here. 13th, Dangerous Ginetta. 14th, what is now Hitharian. And 15th, Franco Droz as he runs a bit wide there. Last time
the green bars still
down here, Franco Droz was ahead of
somewhat halfway.
DG, so I think Franco Droz has made a mistake somewhere. And now finds himself at the back of this trio. So this is a battle for third in class as well.
Around like 35 or something.
The overlay gets slightly confused on who's where. Daisy runs wide at the final turn. That's Hitharian through, and that's going to be Franco Droz through as well. One little mistake costing 2 positions there. Ooh, at least 2 wide in the first turn. Great scrap here. 13, 14 and 15.
Yeah, going into this I wasn't expecting to have to battle on GT3.
Looks like he's going to get the move done before the braking zone. Yes, he does. So Franco Droz now is relegated to the back of this trio again.
I swear I just saw a smoke dust like 50 feet up in the air there.
Ooh, now side by side again. Oh, Dangerous Ginetta just managing to regain that position from Franco Droz. Franco Droz getting the inside at turn 4. Still side by side. It's very narrow at that section of the circuit. And Franco Droz wisely just backing out of that. That's almost certain crash to try and go 2x2 there. Oh, that was close. But this is actually allowing Hitharian to try and get away a little bit. And Nick Mido and Vadim have just swapped position. I suspect race leader Vadim is in the pits. As he is falling through the field pretty drastically. So Franco Droz bouncing off the wall. To double check, is Vadim in the pits? Yes, he is. Our first pit stop then has happened on lap 21. So that's a 2-stop strategy going on for him, and that's Danny Rick in the pits as well in 7th. 118 in as well? Nope. That's just the overlay getting confused. So Morvik,
well, if you hit the wall, you
taking
get
the lead.
mechanical damage, right?
No, that's what it looks.
That is
That's not what it looks like.
Wigwin directly ahead of him.
Slight
No,
brake
you
damage.
would get
Morvik will
potentially.
side past the M3. There he goes.
But thanks for
Miguel then now to second position
with
in the
damage
Audi.
off, if you and mechanical
Close.
damage on, if you smack into the wall, you'll get engine damage if you hit it hard enough.
Nick Mido
Yeah.
in third.
But that's the only thing, and you'll not get any suspension or anything else. But at the moment, and I've got brakes running at 400 degrees, so because of
Andrex's brakes sound very toasty. Fast draw. M3
thanks
in the
to
4th position now.
Dangerous
Dangerous Ginetta has just lost that position to Hitharian.
Closed radiators and stuff.
Oh dear.
well,
Made a big mistake at turn 1.
radiator, and
So
thanks to that, I'm having
Where's
to blow
Franco
my
then?
engine yet.
There he is. So Franco Droz also
On
pitted.
BMW, you can run close always.
And that is...
Yeah, but my water temperature is 109.
Ouch, that sounds very
That's
high.
normal.
Oh, was it?
Is it?
Oh, okay.
I thought it's not.
I thought that
Yeah, it
was
is.
hot as well. Oh, it is hot, but it's normal for it to be hot.
Okay.
My brake decks are like, I don't know, 50
Franco
or
Droz hasn't
something.
moved. And
Way
in the
too
background
much.
there, you see Miguel has also come
I'm
in.
running at 300 degrees brakes.
Morvik really has got an opportunity to open
Mines
a big,
are
big lead here. And
700.
second place Miguel is in. Nick Mido's not come in the
I was like,
Ginetta.
I need to open now.
Fast draw. He's elevated to the third as well. Where's Dawu? There he is.
I
Is
did
he
not.
coming in? No, he's not in the Aston. Is Miguel still in the pits? Yes, he is. that will almost certainly be 4th position then to the Aston. The Dean, we know, has already been through the pits, so he will, of course, retake that position. As he's come past Akhenaton at the back of the GT3 field. Still there. Miguel is now away. As that is 6th position to 118. Miguel will come out in 7th position. Here comes Danny Rick. He's also not pitted. Lovely sound glitch. Terrific.
I don't know how about the others, but passing multi-class now goes well
Phoenix.
for me. Really smooth.
Phoenix has got a cut track penalty at the chase. So
Yeah,
that's
give and
really going to
take.
hold him up. So that's going to lose him a whole barrel of time.
Brakes for you.
Oh, too deep, too deep, too deep. There is Akhenaton, the M3. He's been really struggling this race. But he's pressing on nonetheless. That you just saw in the background is 118. Coming up to put a lap on him. There's Marco. Lead of the GT4s. He's been ahead of the GT4s all race long. Was pressuring Akhenaton to try and get that position from him. But as you can see, has lost that time. That's 6.5 seconds, give or take, between 10th and 11th. But leader of the GT3 none of that less. Andrex, second in class in that Aston. Again, where he's been race long from huge lead over 30 seconds. Is this man Hitharian, who's now free of DG and Franco Joes. Those three locked in that battle we saw earlier on. Hitharian continuing on his way. Dangerous Ginetta. Still inside of Thariot, but not close enough to keep any pressure on. That in the background you see is race leader Morvik in the Z4. Jamjar. This is Jamjar. Jam. So Jamjar is someone I've spotted from Rocket League commentaries. Jam, my 21 in the Rocket Bunny. Continuing on his way in 15th position. Wegwin.
So what I've just learned
Three.
there is that trying to unlock your phone to get your calculator out to do some maths for some fuel calculating is not the best time to do it whilst going down the mountain. Just putting that out there.
Oh, Andrex.
Yeah, actually, don't do it on the mountain, do it on the left straight over first.
So there you go.
Just a recommendation.
Don't unlock your phone whilst going down the twistiest part of the course.
Tune in for more top tips. And more like that.
Well done, Andrex. Well done. We are fast approaching the halfway stage in this race. So the two stoppers have had their first stop. I would imagine the one stoppers will be having theirs in the next 10 laps as Morvik jumps past Itharian. Position-wise, we are fairly well spaced out now. There's Morvik pit this time. I'm not expecting him to. I think generally people have gone for a one stop, but some people going for the two stop. So nearly a minute between first and second, 50 seconds at the moment between Nick Mighty and Morvik. But not too far behind Morvik. Nick Mighty rather is the man you just saw in that N3 in the top of the shot. It is this man fast yours. So second and third, relatively close together. 3.5 seconds, give or take, between them. You might see Nick Mighty at the top of the shot. Not cool. Oh, yeah, you did just briefly. There goes the Ginetta. Do we see a pit stop on Nick? No, we don't. Do we see a pit stop on Fast Drop? No, we don't. Pretty much a confirmed one stop then for everybody else.
No, that's going wrong.
Oh, Andrex is in trouble. Oh
On
dear.
the downhill section on that
Yeah.
big.
What
sort
is
of
prank,
skid
bro?
pad.
He's gone too hard into the top of the
He
S's
used the skid pad.
and got himself a contract penalty. So yeah,
Just a prank, bro.
That's-
Just a prank.
a simple mistake just misses your braking point, but the game punishes you for it. As that was Jason C just bouncing off the ball in 18th.
Sorry, I lost the car.
Ginetta. Jump back up to our battle for second position. Lap times. Now a number of you like looking at the lap time chart. Fastest lap still with Vadim. 2:03.2, although his last lap was invalid. 2:05.3 for Morvik. 2:06.5 for Nick Mido. So 1.2 second difference there. between the two. Fast draw 2:06.5 as well, so fast draw matching Milo's pace. Big plume of smoke, big plume of dust. Dean is right on Daewoo's tail now. This is a pretty easy pass for Vadim. Daewoo just doesn't have to let him go. There's a battlefield position, but realistically speaking, and look at that. Either Daewoo just bled out of the throttle a little bit, or that was one of the most opportunistic moves I've ever seen from Vadim there, just launching through in between 10 and 11. Vadim now. Oh, Nick Mido. Oh no! What a terrible place to get stuck.
Vadim, you already one pit stop.
Where he goes?
Length behind me. It's like 45 seconds behind me.
Daewoo?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I was more Vic asking where Vadim is in
far
relation.
is fast draw from you?
14.
Oh, okay, so you're like 57 seconds.
Easy win for you because I'll have to pit anyways again.
So Vadim is indeed locked into a two-stop, but yeah, we'll see. We've already seen how costly mistakes can be. And Marco again on.
I can do 5 more laps.
Akaton's tail. Akaton? Try that again. Akhenaton's tail.
I could actually do like 9, but optimal.
I suspect that Akhenaton is not in Discord. Otherwise he's just purely ignoring Marco. Miguel is right with 118. There is a battle for 6th place between the Audi and the Z4. So from Miguel's perspective, Miguel was still coming through the pits earlier on. I cannot watch from on board. I'm terribly sorry for those that use a pad.
How long was the pit stop?
Oops! I think he had to get out of that to avoid an impact. 118 already jumping to the left side. Now the right. Now the left again. Now the right again. He's trying to break the toe. This being a social race, there's no things like stewards' inquiries, but that would be looked upon quite. That would be frowned upon in the stewards' line. That would be weaving as opposed to breaking the toe, so that would incur a penalty. I would imagine at least. Oh, 118 jumping to the left-hand side. Miguel not getting a great turn through 4. Not able to capitalise on the fresh boots he's got. Try and get past that Z4. Through. Ooh, again an impact for the Z4. Didn't seem to lose him any time. I can't help but wince when the impact sound is that loud. That is Francadros, you see directly ahead of them. After his pit stop, he is in 17th position. Of course, he will close in on those ahead of him. Oh, Miguel, what a move! Can he get it done, though? Oh, 118's now on the inside. He's probably going to retake that position. Oh, can Miguel get the pace? He needs to hang on to that. He does! What a move by Miguel, then jumps on the outside heading towards the dipper. Wow! That was brave. That was very brave at that particular point in the circuit. Very nice by the Audi there. Brilliantly done. Again, Marco does gain on Akhenaton, but of course Akhenaton in the GT3 car pulls away from the GT4. So that battle for 10th continues. Has Morvik pitted yet? No, he has not. I imagine he will do in about 5 laps time when we get to the halfway stage. It's not going to happen to people to do a no stop, not for this length of time. Physically impossible, the cars cannot be fueled that long, or I'd be surprised if they could be fueled that long. Down into the chase is our race leader Morvik.
Suddenly a wild GT3 appears.
Z4, I choose you.
Cue Stockholm music.
And that's Phoenix, 9th position, that Morvik's coming up onto the back of. Chooses not to pit at this time. Fastraw now finds himself in 2nd in the M3. Just around about 9 seconds to this man, Kadeem, who is on a charge. Last time
So
204.
goddamn hot today. Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty warm here in the UK as well, so...
In game
I'm
or
pretty hot.
real life?
Real life.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm with you there, my friend.
Above 16 here.
So Vadim heads down into the chase. So that big old beast down.
That was close.
Not surprised he chose the SLS version of the Merc. Every time I've driven it, I've always found myself to be a little bit quicker than the non-SLS version. What is Vadim's lap time?
Stop as well.
So 2:06.9s by top 2, Morphic Faster, and now 2:04.9 by Vadim. So good pace by the heavy Merc.
One stop.
Here comes to Woo. Last lap. 2:08.4. As he just jumps past. Oh,
too much fuel.
Tries to jump past Jam. Actually fails out of the nose.
Sorry.
Hangs on to 4th position. Oh, Danny Rick and 118 just tangled up. 2Z4 swapping position. Danny Rick continues in his 7th. So I suspect that 118 will have a few words to say about that.
Wasn't it Brownsby that cried for a girl to tell me, saying that his Z4 was shit at Bathurst and he would get them leading?
Here's 118 gaming on Danny Rick.
Nah, I do.
I was
Not
mad
by
that
a
day.
map. Oh, he's jumped on the inside. Decides not to push through with that one, probably quite wise. He needed to have gained much earlier than that to make that kind of move stick. On he goes. 3-4. Oh, well held by 118. He got all out of shape. So easy to turn 4 is so bumpy. The camera angles do it no justice. Just how easy it is to lose your car on that turn. You put the throttle down too hard too early, the car just will not bite. And tap against the wall. And 118 now has more gap to close down. We look once again at Miguel. He's now in 6th position, chasing Nick Mido. Bit of a tyre smoke then from the Audi.
Higher tires than Enrix.
207 for Nick Mido last time around. 207.2, 205.7 from Miguel as they jump past Jam in
And the green is
rocket pump and the rocket
almost off, but they're still doing fine. I feel like.
And Miguel really is closing in on that Ginetta.
Snotter green at the bottom on the right side.
The Ginetta was a little bit deep into the beginning of the chase. That's really going to give Miguel the opportunity. He needs to get that 5th position, well defended there by Nick Mido, but that's remaining go too deep into that final turn, and Miguel blast past him to take 5th just before the line. So that last lap, 2:05.8, 2:10.3 by Dawu there, I just noticed, 2:07.4 by Nick Mido. So that just shows the pace difference Miguel's got on those fresh boots. We should be seeing the one-stoppers coming in the next 3 laps or so. I wouldn't think any earlier than that because we still haven't hit the halfway point yet. Ooh, that's a little bit close in between Miguel and Gwegwin there. But no impact. Gwegwin allows both of the GT3s through. And Nick Mido's not giving up on that. He is back up with the Audi again. Mainly in no small part thanks to Gwegwin just unfortunately being in the way. Nothing Gwegwin could have done there. It wasn't at all Gwegwin's fault. It's just unlucky at the point that he was caught. See where the Ginetta is able to really close down on the Audi through.
I think I see a wild
turns
marker on the
5 to
horizon.
9. Now come down through the S's.
Narnia.
Yeah, that's how it
Sounds
works.
like Morvig's coming up to put another lap on marker. It's GT3 leader lapping GT4 leader.
Where are you on track?
Round. Oh, and that's too deep into turn 18 for Nick Mido. Losing him a barrel of time on Miguel then. So that battle
Bit too
is
greedy.
pretty much over.
Cook.
Looking at the... Has Morvic pitted? No. Oh, of course he hasn't. He hasn't
Take
got
me
past.
with you, Morphic. I want to pass this beamer.
Morvic being asked to shove Akhenaton out of the way. Morvic's a little bit too supporting for that. Zach Hamilton does indeed allow the...
Let me.
Marco is determined to get past Zach Hamilton. But that is for position. Zach Hamilton does not have to allow Marco through, but Marco has been staring at the back of that white M3 for so long. You can't claim blue flag, my friend.
Blue flag.
You should rework the rules.
Hamilton is just not got to grips. I mean, both him and Marco doing 2:14.9s there.
Come on, one more lap.
I
one
think
more
it
lap.
would.
I think Morvik indicating he's doing one more lap before pitting, so
I mean,
there he is.
no offense, but I keep losing ground every time.
So Marco's saying
like
he's losing time.
Instead.
I can't do that.
Losing time
that
on
would have been rude.
Henderson. But it is true, I mean, Marco has been stuck behind that M3 for quite a long time. So it's not surprising then that Marco is like, hello PNK, good to see you chap, how are you?
One more lap and I'm gonna be safe as freaking out.
So Morvik then indicating he has at least another lap to do before he will pit, and we have... I haven't missed it, Mr. PNK. How you doing, chap? You alright? After that continues to lead. Second place, Fastraw. And there's third place for Dean then. So Dean has had a pretty good turn of pace since pitting, as you would imagine, but Vadim's already announced that he has another stop to do. Unlucky in a setter now, oh no! Vadim has squeaked past Jason C. And on he goes in. Miguel is very close to Daewoo then for fourth position. Oh, Daewoo's running very wide. I think Daewoo's pitted. So Aston had no hope of keeping the Audi behind him. That's fourth position, but 32nd down the road before he'll get to third. The Dean then right with the M3. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, PNK, but let's hope that Project Cars 2 is not too far down the road.
What's the gap to Fastraw, Vadim?
0.5 seconds.
That's Morvik asking where Vadim is in relation to Fastraw. We can see that here, of course.
5 seconds or 0.5?
0.5.
As Vadim runs slightly wide. So, for those that haven't seen my stream in a while, I am getting involved in...
Yeah, but...
PNK, yeah. Who knows, my friend? Who knows? It looks like he's going to have a crack at Fastraw there. Are you saving up then, or are you just not buying anything over 20 euros? That's going to be a pretty easy pass for Vadim then. He's nowhere near the braking zone. He's already got a move done. And second position belongs to the Mercedes once again.
Refuel faster.
Morvik is in.
Leading the GT4 bitches.
And Andrex has got the lead of the GT4s because, well, Phoenix is in as well. Henderson is in. And Marco is in. Unbelievable. Marco and Henderson, the person that Marco's been stuck behind for so long, are both in the pits at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top on that.
Yeah, I've got 20 laps of fuel left as of now.
I think it was Vadim saying he's got 20 laps of fuel left, with 30 still to do. Marco comes out. He's actually got out ahead of the BMW.
16.
Oh, Henderson hasn't moved.
15 seconds off.
Why has Henderson not moved?
Fuck, my floor is all wet. I have to fill the water bottle. Run it to the toilet.
Oh no. Oh, Henderson's stuck. He has not moved.
I can't fix it right now. I'm driving again.
That was Marco that's just knocked the water bottle over. Henderson, I think, has got the pit stop bug. Henderson is potentially out of this race then. That is a shame. He's been struggling all race long and now cannot move.
Oh no, my pedals are wet.
Oh.
Tharian's in.
Driving bare feet, so I keep slipping off the brake.
Oh, Marco's got soggy pedals. So our new race leader then, Vadine. I mean, we pretty much saw this coming with the pace he had, but he has got to build up a pit stop lead at least over Morvik. Tharian. Hannington then must be underway now. He is indeed. So very, very, very long pit stop for Hannington. He's back on the road there. Indeed, PNK.
Does it matter how much fuel you refuel? Is still 45 seconds?
Nick Mido.
The less you take, the less seconds.
Could be. No, PNK. There's no damage on this race. Unless you can't fix mechanical repairs in the pits, can you? I don't think. Either way, there was a long... Maybe he went to the loo when he was in the pits. As I was saying before, as Faster is coming into the pits as I was saying before,
one stop as well.
some announcements that I wish to make with regards to my commentary work. Those that have been, for those into Rocket League, I am hopefully going to be part of the official Rocket League Central commentators lineup. I've done 2 casts with the RLC crew so far, as Morvik takes that second position, we go at the third, Faster of course in the pits. So hopefully going to become part of the Rocket League esports scene. That is that's the end game, that's the big target, but we will see how it goes. Absolutely love doing it, but it's kind of an... If there is a official RLC member available to host the stream, I am allowed to co-host with them. I'm not allowed to host the stream as yet because obviously I'm new. So we'll hopefully be more involved with the RLC crew as time goes on. Fair enough, BNK. So that's one project. Of course, I have my YouTube video series continuing. My third Project R series is halfway through. I've finished my first ever Let's Play series. That was Dungeon Siege. Dungeon Siege is done, so I've moved on to the second one, which is Bioshock. And also, I have been asked by AOR to commentate a new league for iRacing, which could be coming about. More news on that as it develops, so I may well add iRacing to my repertoire of commentaries. We will see. So I thought I'd throw that in there. Some Morvik coming up behind. Jam again in the Rocket Bunny. Well spotted, PNK. Yes, I did. I got myself a brand new streaming mic, so it's a bit less buzzy, a bit more clear, I hope. First time I ever used it. I have indeed, yes. I got it after actually the first stream I did for RLC, and being I'm trying to get more into the Rocket League stuff on a professional level. I needed better. Cheers, BNK. Being I'm trying to get more into the professional esports scene, I need better equipment. So as I forked out a decent amount of money for this microphone, and first time I used it, being that I've never used a standalone condenser mic before, I had it facing the wrong way, and well, I will replicate what it sounded like. It's going to rumble for a moment once I turn it the wrong way, and it sounded like that, which is just lots of echo and not much volume. So yeah, clap me on that one. So now turn the microphone back round again. Oh, PNK, I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure that's true. Who should we look at then? Let's look through the field and see how we're doing. Vadim still holding the fastest lap of 2:03, 2:81. Continuing his own pace at 2:04.2 last time around. And what's he achieved this time as he crosses the line? It is a 2:05.1, so he is on his own to a fairly decent degree. Here is Morvik then just coming down to the final turn. 2:04.7, his personal best. And what did he do this time? Let us have a look. It is. To start lap 34. 2:04.9, so only a couple of tenths off his best. Actually 2 tenths quicker than Vadim was last time around, but still 25 seconds between the two. But as we know, Vadim has got to come in again before the end of the race. Miguel in the Audi. 2:05.5 last time around. In third position then, 8.5 seconds down from third place. There is Danny Rick in the Z4. There have been a number of new names, PNK, since you were last in these here leagues. Danny Rick then. 2:06.3 his last lap. He's got about 10 seconds down the road from Miguel, but 36 seconds from this man Fastraw. To the position in the M3. 2:06.3 last time around, matching that of Danny Rick. Ahead of him. There was a decent turnout for Season 7. We had 3 divisions. No, we didn't have a semi-pro in Season 6. That is very true. We did in Season 7. The F1 2016 season, this season is shorter because of the upcoming F1 2017. So that was a bit shorter. Not quite as many PC splits this time as there was for Season 12. Oh, that was a big hit there from Fastraw. DeWoo, 6th position in the Aston. 2:06.8. Last time around with Andrex directly ahead of him. The Mon Qualier. Okie dokie, PNK. Take it easy, my friend. See you again soon. Hello, Rat Rug. He is leading, but he has to pit again. Whereas Morvik does not. So, yeah, that race is not done and dusted as yet, Rat Rug.
Because he's in the same lap as me.
Oh, that's the last of my drink.
The pedal situation is fixed again.
Marco indicating his pedals are now
My mom
right.
brought a towel.
Oh, you ought to pay for his two-stop tragedy.
Stream. Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, but you say that, Rat Rug.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was 25 seconds with no other pit stops to do, then that would be, you know, race run done dusted. But yeah, we've still got a potential battle for the lead spot.
Have a nice day.
In the remaining 26 laps to look forward to.
Again.
So nah, it ain't all done. Unfortunately, I missed what Andrex said. I'm sure it'll take your mum. 118 in the Z4. 8th position. 2:10.8 last time around.
Your mum rocked.
Oh dear, it was a your mum comment. Oh, Phoenix is in trouble. Phoenix is in trouble in the Audi.
9.8, 9.11 then.
I think it is possible to get a cut track penalty there. There is a tiny bit of grass around there, so it did look like he got himself a cut track there.
I'm sorry.
The Phoenix is struggle with the Audi.
We were in some good vibes right there, and you all.
And there is Marco. He has led the GT4 field all race long, minus pit stops. 30 seconds ahead of Andrex. Continuing on his merry way. He doesn't have... Oh, yes he does, I beg your pardon. Have the fastest lap of the GT4 field by quite some way. At 2:39. As the GT3s, unsurprisingly, is Vadim.
Wait, Andrex, how are you 30 seconds behind me?
Oh, clunk.
I don't know if you'd noticed, but you were in the Ginetta.
Yeah, but you were we had a gap of 15 seconds, and after the pits.
Oh, right. So how come you're not racing then, Ratbug? How
way
come you're...
back.
I mean, you're
I
welcome
went
in
a
the
little
stream,
bit,
of course, but
grass
how come
tracking
you're not in front of the camera this time?
Because I was playing with my phone and the calculator and my maths,
Andrex?
and it worked very well. So I took a little detour.
As he's alluding to there, he had a spin.
5 seconds, but I don't know.
He had a spin trying to unlock his phone during the twistiest part of the circuit, and of course he spun.
And I drove the wheel nut.
And that's Nick Mido coming up behind him. And that is 11th overall for Andrex. Or second in class. 2:16.4 for him last time around.
You say I am a second a lap slower now. What's going on?
Got you, Rathroad. Got you.
Did you change your tire pressures?
Yeah, they're looking fairly
Family
healthy.
duties can be a pain. I mean, family just don't seem to understand that, you know, racing has to happen. Racing is life. Family just don't get it. Kennington
put dry slips on.
GT3 N3 struggled all race long, but he's still there, still continuing.
3 liters enough for 20.
Fregadros
20
was in a great three-way battle earlier on with
Tharian
and Dangerous Janetta, finding himself about 30 seconds down from Kennington in 12th. He was roughly 10 seconds down from Andrex in 11th.
What?
I thought about going to the end.
Oh, wait, how much do you have? 55.
52.2.
Tharian, 14th
Just go
position
for
in
it.
the Aston.
Check if you can make it, and otherwise just do a less.
The guys are talking about how much fuel to get to the end.
I don't think I'll come to the last lap.
Dangerous Janetta
Yeah,
has
you
got
won't
Danny Rick in 4th coming up behind him.
Okay, boy.
So DG continuing in that Rocket Bunny.
Do you have against Gage?
Oh, excuse me. Jam, another new name to the league, has Phoenix and Foster right behind him.
Not too
There
late.
goes both of them. Wigwin. Again, he's also struggled in the N3. I reckon they will, Rat Rug. Again, it depends how much Project Cars stitches up the game at the end of the day. They'll be close. At this pace, not convinced that Vadim is going to keep hold of the lead. He said he had another 20 laps of fuel to do, so he must be coming towards the end of that, about lap 42. 41, 42 is where I expect him to...
And please tell me it's in GT3.
Yes, the GT3 I was struggling with the whole race.
That's Andrex asking
What do you
you.
get?
Hello there, VBR Drogo. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming along.
Maybe you give him some good vibes.
Your boy Morvik. There he is. VBR Esports.
I have no idea where I got past them. I've been pit stops, I guess.
Welcome to the stream.
Oh, you already. Oh, yeah.
You are
Makes
welcome,
sense,
sir. Anyone and everyone is welcome here. If you're just joining us, there are 24 laps remaining.
Hendrix, have you got your calculator?
Vadim currently leads the way. 23 laps remaining, I should say. So lap 38 has just
I
begun.
don't know who said what.
Why, thank you,
or
sir.
what they said.
Thank you very much.
Have you got your calculator?
Very kind of you.
near you?
I've
Your
got a
boy here,
calculator
Mordic,
near me.
yes, he's on a one-stop
I've got
strategy,
one
whereas
thing.
Vadim is on a 2. So I am predicting,
Well,
see what the lap times were last time around,
38.
2:04.5 against 2:05.1. So it's 29
Chris.
seconds between
Oh,
Vadim
yeah.
and Mordic.
Oh, yeah, you have to do less laps, actually. Yeah, that's true. You can.
Is someone calling me?
Yeah. Calculate something for me. 22 times 4.2.
There's a pit wall going on here.
Hey, I didn't sign up for this!
What do you need to calculate, Frank? I can do it off my head.
4.2.
And then we're going to test your spelling.
Yeah.
4.2 times how much laps? 20.
4.2 times 23.
Shit.
How many laps are you behind me, Franco?
And that was terrible. So I'll leave someone else to figure that out.
Jesus.
I don't know.
What?
35, right?
Someone's trying to figure out how much fuel they need. Basically.
3 laps behind me. 3 laps behind me. So you'll do like 57 laps.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how many litres of fuel.
But you said you're doing 4.2 liters per lap. That can be correct. You're in the Ginetta. I use the Ginetta, and that's doing 3 liters a lap. So it'd be 60 liters.
Half a litre a lap less than my Aston does, and I'm doing 3.5. How are you doing 4?
So there's a fair bit of discussion there on fuel consumption and how much fuel is
3
needed.
or 3.1.
Yeah.
3.1 as well.
3.7.
What? Vadim, wow.
Yeah, Mercedes is hungry.
Less.
No, you didn't.
No wonder that Vadim is flying off into the distance.
Big engine.
3.1 for me.
So Vadim still hasn't pitted. Again, I'm expecting him in the next couple of laps to see whether or not
Well, just
the
drive
gap
until you think
is
it's
now
almost dry, and then
30.5.
push you again a little bit.
205.5 to a 6.2. So Morvik, of course, into his rhythm.
I like this race. We can actually
Miguel
communicate with Ethereum this time. You can talk on the straights.
Is just gained a 10th on Morvik then, but he's still got a bit of gap between Miguel and Morvik there. So really, all eyes are on
I love Bathurst.
Morvik and Vadim. Morvik and Vadim, realistically. Close battle here in 10th. It is Andrex and Akhenaton.
Did some balancing of it.
Akhenaton is in the GT3 class, so shouldn't have a problem getting past Andrex, but Akhenaton has struggled with that M3 all race long. It's actually been at a similar pace to the GT4s. So
I prefer ping pong.
could be that he might struggle to get past Andrex. Andrex does not have to let him go. Andrex may let him go, as he is a gentlemanly fellow, but also won't really serve Andrex to battle Akhenaton, as he's not realistically locked in that battle. We'll see what he does, unless, of course, the M3 blast past the GT4 V8 Vantage along the straight here, which again he should do. And it's going to be a pretty straightforward move. Pace difference between the two allows the M3 to go through. Akhenaton goes up into 11th position. He's got some way to go though to catch up to Marco ahead of him. Could do it. Could still do it. So we have hit 2/3 distance then here at Bathurst. Keep an eye on this man. We expect him in soon. The rest of the field is relatively spread out. Danger Ginetta is close to Tharian. There they are for 14th and 15th
I have to say,
position.
I'm liking the multi-class side of things here. It's a good one. I think somebody should make a league for multi-class, maybe endurance.
I had a funny feeling Andrews is going to do that. Have a shameless plug for the endurance league there.
Yeah, man.
Hints.
Andrews, of course,
I don't know
leads
why
are
nobody did it yet, you know.
endurance league for with the LMP2 class and the GT3 class, which I cover the commentary for that. Ooh, there's a battle.
But there'll be one special occasion.
Look
again,
at that gaggle of
so
cars there.
you
that
wanna lose
is.
again, like the first time we did Le Mans.
That's Dawu, Gwegwin, Marco, and Nick Mido in this particular gap. That's 6th, 17th, 10th, and 7th in that order. So the cars in between, in the middle of that sandwich, are not part of the battle.
I'm just shy in front.
There goes Nick Mido to get past the GT3s, GT4s, I beg your pardon. So Nick Mido then can concentrate on Dawu ahead of him.
Well, I'm actually annoyed.
Hello, Star.
Interest for Formula Renault.
Star, how the devil are you, sir?
There was no interest in it. And now everybody wants to open with us. Jesus Christ.
We see in the background was Marco just getting past Gwegwin.
But that's mainly because open field is silly.
So Nick Mido then 1.9 behind Dawu. So battle for 6th position is coming up.
maybe Renault 3.5.
Vadim still has not pitted.
Open wheelers are
Or slightly behind. Quick
except
win a marker
maybe
there.
for IndyCar.
And last lap a 2:04.7.
Golf 1000, no?
Morvic. There's no Morvic's running heavier than Vadim.
Everybody's swarming me at the moment.
See what Morvic's time was last time over. 2:72. Oh dear, Morvic really got held up there.
Hundreds.
More likely in the field.
It's like a second off in normal pace or something. I'm not sure.
Hendrick seems to be struggling in the second half of this race.
2 seconds before, but I had more traffic than anybody M1 then.
Vadim continues on his merry way. Minor and DeWoo really getting close together. There they are. This is a battle for 6th position between the
Compliments to
Aston
everybody. The lapping is really good.
and the
It's clean every
Ginetta.
time.
Oh, very, very close to Nick Minor then.
I'm out.
This is what it looks like from the Ginetta's perspective.
It's Jason.
Has got very deep
My fault, it's
into
Mark.
the middle of the
I'm sorry,
S's there.
Jason.
Oh, yeah. Did you actually hit him or?
Into the turn 18, the dipper. And this will be the way that the Aston will naturally sprint away from the little Ginetta. Danny Rick just lost a position, that is why Danny Rick is in pits. Fast draw. Way off into the distance. And DeWoo, of course, has stretched his legs a little bit over Nick Mido. So that's Danny Rick, the first of the 2 stoppers. Oh, goodness me, impact between the Aston and the Ginetta there.
Is Nick Mido still racing? I didn't see him for a while.
Yeah, Nick's still in. The reason why that overlay comes up is because that's the same as my push to talk button.
And now I just lap every car and just cannot see him.
Dean still has not come in. Interesting.
Oh yeah, he's in GT3 as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Back to
What lap are you guys on? 44?
Nick Minder then. Stretching away
Oh yeah, 41. Yeah, that's one.
Okay. 42 there.
to try and get away from DeWoo to build up that gap in 6th position. Looking through the timings, most people are fairly well spread out at this point. Dangerous and Hitharian are pretty close together. That's DG and Phoenix there, but that's Hitharian. So a battle here for 14th position, which is 4th in class. Aston keeping the Rocky Bunny at bay for now.
Yeah, since King's here, we could open up the viewers with questions. They could like ask questions and stuff, and we could answer them for them.
Sorry, Jeremiah.
Could do. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
If
you.
you have any questions for
Like,
those
why did
viewing
Mark
live,
take the Ginetta?
Because it was first on the Ginetta and the Aston in there. I
why
can do
does it keep
similar
doing that?
pace
There we
with
go.
both of them,
Jump
so...
onto the video there.
And 10 people were taking wildcards, like, I don't know, the Toyota, and everybody wanted
There you go, Star.
the GT3
No problems there.
cars, so they took them.
So if you have any questions for our drivers,
And you could
by all
take
means,
the Ginetta as well, so
put them
why
in
blame
chat,
me for
and
taking
I
this
will
car?
pose them forward. Oh, as DG and Hitharian have just swapped position.
I could have done.
Ah, no they didn't. The
Should have
overlay
done.
got confused, but DG is right on Hitharian's tail.
Oh!
Can DG do anything about it? He's got the pace, he's had the turn.
Next
Got a
question.
good exit from
Why does
turn 1.
Hendrick's car looks
Side
like a
by
fish?
side on the mounted straight. Hitharian with the inside line.
Yeah, look at it. Looks like a car.
They got done quickly.
Oh, and he's braked earlier than
The
DG.
front of the car looks like a car.
And that is 4th in class to the Rocky Bunny
My
then.
opinion.
Nice clean move there, as that is Danny Rick in 5th position,
And
coming up
got a
behind
flag
him.
on it, it's a shot.
Vadim continues. Still no
know
pit stop
why
for
else
him.
Scottish.
Question to Andrex. Do you want Scotland out of UK or in the UK?
Oh, don't start the fight there.
Politics is banned. Get out.
Okay.
I don't do politics. There's not enough horsepower.
Miguel is losing time on Morvik then. He's still holding on the third, although invalid lap that time around. Quite some gap behind Miguel, so the top three are pretty much settled in their ways. Morvik actually gained a couple of tenths on Vadim that time around. Vadim obviously trying to stretch out this stint as long as he can.
I've got somebody behind me as well.
Andrex is seeing cars around him.
Yeah, I kind of like being the slower class because you have to look around for the other cars.
He's definitely losing time on Danger to Netta then, so DG looks like he's got that particular battle won. Hello, Amazing TV, good to see you. Welcome back.
Okay.
How are you? Hope you're well.
I'd rather you didn't.
I am melting. Just as I said, GG. GG's made a mistake at the chase. So, by the look of that, he might have.
118, what are you doing?
I'm melting. I am not a fan of the heat. I'm a bear. I have lots of fur. So, when it's hot weather, I don't like it. But otherwise, I am fine. Thank you very much.
You pitting now, Vadim?
Vadim is in.
Yeah, boy.
Finally.
I thought you would have like
Big Merc has decided to bring that fella in.
I have like 2% of tire left.
There is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Vadim just said he burned the best out of those tyres.
Do you reckon you can still catch Morvik?
Yeah.
That's going to be the golden question then. Morvik is going to retake the lead of this race.
Well, I don't know if he is like 2 seconds left quicker.
Here we go indeed, Rat. This is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, but you need to look at
Morvik then retakes the lead, and Vadim is already out. Well.
Oh.
So what lead is he going to give?
Yeah.
Why? How?
I thought it will add on top of what I have for fuel, but it didn't.
So then that's less than 10 seconds with 17 laps to go. Oh, very deep into turn 2 for Vadim.
Dive bomb stuff that's a bit scary.
Now, that pit stop was so short, it would indicate that he didn't stop for tyres.
Probably all new pair of pants.
Oh, there is a wild mark.
Fuck off, I'm doing my fastest lap.
I am doing my fastest lap as well, fuck off.
Miguel is in. I think Miguel's just coming out, so Fastrell's now gone to third. There's a wall there, Vadim.
Overtake me on the straight, please.
And there's Miguel coming out, so
I will try.
We'll see what he can do. Morvik then caught up with Marco. That is a terrible place to catch someone that he needs to put a lap on.
Slow me down, so that's good.
Morvik saying he didn't slow him down, so that was rather handy. So jumps out onto the straight, easy pass for him.
I lost 3 times.
Slipstream.
And there goes Morvik then. So if the team didn't have a good run through the S's, we will see what that gap is. And watch very, very closely to see if Vadim can close that Z4 down. As he comes up behind Jam. Oh, he had to really brake early to avoid an impact with the Rocky Bunny there.
Why did you? But you sounded like a NASCAR spotter right there.
So, Morvik then comes over the line. Last lap was for 2:05.1. Oh no!
Hey.
Vadim's in again! So either Vadim has made a mistake and has chosen to pit again to rectify it,
Did you drink pit
or he's made a mistake and accidentally pitted, but it's difficult to make that kind of mistake looking at where the pit entrance is, so I think he's intended to come in. Well. If he's decided to change his tyres now, that is Morvik's just got to hold his pace. Did you intend to come into the pits again, Vadim?
Yep.
He didn't refuel.
I put 40 liters of refueling, but I thought it will add up on top of what I have, but it didn't.
Oops. He didn't take enough fuel. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. No, Rat Rug, you cannot be blamed for that. That's actually Fast Draw coming up right behind him.
Are we there yet?
Andrew's asking how are we there yet.
But don't you think, like, your Andrex, your league, 2.4 hours is a little long? I mean, isn't 2 hours
Subtle.
just better?
I think
2.4 hours is 2 hours and 12 minutes. What do you want?
2 hours and... Oh, no.
Marco
That's like
complaining.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Marco enjoying a little dig at Andrex there. So
Sure. I
that
think
gives
it's- I think-
Morvik a
I
minute
think this
just under.
clues in the title of Late Endurance. But I could be wrong.
So that's a minute's worth of lead now that Morvik has.
Yeah, well, 2 hours is endurance.
I know
as well,
Vadim's
right?
good, but I think that's going to be stretching it to claw back
but 2.4 hours is
60,
fancy.
plus 60 seconds in 16 laps.
Yeah, went to the
Oops, that
time
is...
progression is times
that's,
10.
who's that
Oh,
stuck in the wall?
Then I
That was
needed to
118.
like 3 times.
Oh no,
We can do 3 hours like
he's
one
lost
for
it on the
endurance.
bumps on the top of the S's and ended up on the
Except
runoff
we
area.
missed
Got a 3-hour race next week at Le
With
Mans. And,
Miguel in fourth coming up behind him. Just
Yeah,
giving himself a
I still
challenge.
think it's crazy, man. 3 hours, that's so long.
That's,
I would love it.
well, that's certainly a challenge.
Well,
You
in my
can't
pit stop,
deny
I
that.
made a personal pit stop because, yeah. And that's after
I,
1 hour.
I know, Star.
You mentioned
I know
3.
why on earth would someone call themselves that crazy number. I think you just kind of mashed the
I don't know
keyboard and
how
now
you
with the
guys
numbers
do
that
it. Do
came
you
out.
piss in your seat or what?
You know the thing you got in the hospital?
Fast
Yeah,
was
those
staying
bags.
right with Vadim,
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, I need one.
Got one
So maybe Vadim
Oh, you got one?
might
Yeah, I
have
was
to
in the
work to
hospital
get one of that second position.
after you.
So of course this lap's also going to be long because
Why
he's been
did-
through
why
the
were
pits
you in the
again. There you go,
as a
246.
reward or something?
So 59.7 seconds.
You just felt sorry for you? Or why did they just
I
give
don't
you?
know, I used
Oh, he's been here a hell of a long time. Let's just not save him the bother of getting up to go to the store. Let's just give him a bag to piss in.
well, after lying in a
DG and Hetharian are close again. There they are.
month with a broken
I
leg.
think DG's been reeling Hetharian in for that 14th position
Yeah.
But
For
broken
months.
leg
quite a go.
for months.
Quite a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I have
thought-
a classmate who broke his neck and he was back after like 2 weeks.
well, yeah.
I feel like
You
broken
wouldn't
leg
normally
takes
get
like
this level of
4
chatter,
weeks at
admittedly, in the channel during a
Yeah,
league race.
but, my
This
knee
being a
broke
social
the patella
and the
that
field being fairly
was
spread out,
all the bones together,
it
so
allows
it took
people
a
to have
while.
a little bit of banter whilst
So,
it is
Red
still.
Frank.
yeah,
in
I fell
full.
off the balcony because the
Oh Jesus.
And that, you see in the background there, that is race leader Morvik.
thing was
Coming up
loose
to
and
put a
just
lap on these
broke
two.
and I fall off. It was
So
like
they
3
continue
to
their
4
battle
meters.
for 14th position,
And there were rocks.
or I think it's 4th in glass, we said.
Damn.
4th in glass.
Drive now, hearing that.
Well,
Ah, welcome back, PNK.
You survived, actually.
Yeah, I almost lost my.
Ow.
Couldn't.
It actually made me like ease off the throttle for a little bit, just thinking about what happened.
Well, I was lucky because.
DG's within a second of the Tharian then, so he's going to be pressuring that baby Aston again for that position.
Miguel.
So I'm pretty lucky.
Pray for Frank.
Has finally begun. Oh, good stuff.
Very
Ian.
good.
South Foundation.
So that's the view from DG, trying to keep the pressure on Tharian for that 14th
I'm
place.
just asking Miguel to the understanding that I'm allowed to keep my lane and push me around with a
And DG
pinball. And
dutifully gets out of the way of race leader Morvik.
Well, that's why damage is off.
Pinball.
Andrex not too happy with
I love
Miguel by the
pinball.
sound of it.
And those machines are awesome. I want one.
Oh, Itharian's gone
I've got
wide.
his 118 again.
Support
Wow,
Marco.
danger
on
genetic.
Mark, you
Playing
poor
the simple
bastard.
pass for him.
Hey, support the
Through the
Marco
S's.
Foundation. Buy me a pinball machine.
Oh, and then
Just
DG
three
further throws it
donations.
away. Oh dear.
All of them would like be your
Moments,
your
lapse of
stream
concentration, and
donator
that is the
bots
price
sending
for
you
it.
Actually, take money.
Normally,
you would be
PNK,
a
you would be
cheesy
penalised for
bum.
unnecessary. Well, you'd have people such as Andrex shouting at you for unnecessary chatter, but this being a social event,
Donation bots? Then you're
It's,
essentially giving your own money to yourself, right?
it's
Or
You just
It's not
give
frowned
money
upon so
to
much.
Yourself, yeah.
okay. Well,
there is Andrex. There is Andrex. There is
that.
Morvic, rather.
Why would you do that?
Our race leader.
Just send money
Went
to
a little bit too
yourself
deep
so
into
you
the
can
chase
get
there.
fame.
Wow,
Oh, yeah,
Vadim's
see,
getting
then
the
people
203s
jump on
in.
the hype train and give you more. Is that
He is
yeah,
hoping
yeah,
for a mistake from this man, Morvic.
Jumping from the balcony.
As he starts lap 48, 13 laps to go.
See them jump.
Here at
Well,
Bathurst
well, loose guardrails, only in Croatia.
Yeah.
is
Lose balconies.
less than 30 minutes remaining in this race.
Well, we know it wasn't.
But we
There
can all
is
laugh
Vadim.
about it now because
That's-
you're alive. You've got your
Yeah.
I'll
map,
bring up the map, you'll see
I guess.
the distance between
Well, it's still
Is
the
that the reason
arrow
why
and
you're
the
not
red. So
driving
as
a
Vadim
wheel
comes
with
into the
pedals?
chase, that is Morvic just coming up to turn 4.
He's just
That's
driving
how
around
much
with his
time
foot peak.
Vadim lost with that
He
second
nearly
stop.
died. What?
Ooh, Vadim getting a bit deep on the final turn then. As he screams past Wigwin. And that was an invalid lap. Could have actually
He's
been that
just
last.
operating the pad with his feet.
Oops.
Well, like that Lamar drive, what was it? Last year or something, with no arms and legs.
I'm actually coming out of the voice chat because I'm actually getting constantly distracted by it. So unfortunately if they talk to me I won't know what they're saying. So Vadim then continues. Fast draw. Has tried his best to stay on the back of that Mercedes, but finds himself about 5 seconds down the road now from the back of him as someone's just clamped off the wall. As Fast draw now catches up with Gregwin and Akhenaton in both of them actually in N3s. Ahead of him, there is Miguel. And was getting a little bit cross with earlier on. He's in the Audi. He's a pretty good run in this race, just outside of the podium, or 10 seconds outside of the podium, I should say. Danny Rick spent a fair while in the challenging for the podium, but unfortunately was not able to hang on to it as Jam got himself stuck. No, Jam I think did have an impact with the barrier, but has lost that. That's actually Gregwin and Jam that are swapping positions. There is Jam, you just saw him go through the shot, but the car in front of Gregwin is can't say it, Akhenaton in the GT3 category. 118, we saw him facing the wrong way a little while ago. Continuing on his way in the custom livery Z4. I quite like that kind of design paper livery, the way that this livery looks to me. Of course I don't have the custom skin that 118 is using, so therefore it appears like that. Phoenix, 9th position, is nearly a minute and a half down from 118, so is running his own race at the moment and finds himself closing in on the back of Itharian. You've just seen Itharian go out the shot. DG has lost a considerable amount of time from the back of Itharian, so DG's run into trouble somewhere. Marco has led the GT4 field for a long time and looks set to complete the race in that class position. Just checking the lap times again. 2:05.6 for Morvic, 2:04.7 for Vadim. It is going to take a colossal mistake on Morvic's part for that gap to close sufficiently before the race is done. There is Akhenaton, has yet to climb up out of the mixture of GT4 cars, finds himself in 11th at the moment. It's 21 seconds down from Marco. Andrex just coming into turn 2, finds himself going up through the hill. He's 25 seconds down from Akhenaton, who is I can't see from the overlay, about 17-18 seconds down from Marco. So yeah, that's a gap and a half for Andres. He might have to settle the second class. So there is Frankadros in the Janetta, just crossing the line. Nearly 50 seconds down from Andrex, but of course running his own race. Everyone's pretty much running their own race position-wise, due to the gaps in between each position. There is Itharian. he had shaken off DG. I thought, but there you see DG on his tail, so I suspect Hitharian has also made a mistake. So the battle we've got here is for 14th or 4th in class between the Aston and Hitharian. 11 laps remaining here at Bathurst, and the Rocket Bunny of Dangerous Ginetta. Just behind them is second place for Dean. 207.8 for Morvik, or 204 and 204.7. Hey, yeah, G89. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. You catch us in the final stages of this endurance event. Ow! As that is the Dean bouncing off the wall. Well, I mean, I don't normally commentate on the social events, but I was asked specifically to cover this one. So here you go, and Vadim is stuck behind DG there. Decided not to try a too wide move there, and pretty wisely so. DG dutifully getting out of the way. He doesn't have to, and that's of course put him right in trouble through that particular section. And I think Hitharian tried to do the same, hence why I just heard lots of wall bouncing going on there. So DG continuing on his way because of the errors he's just made trying to allow Vadim through. That has killed that particular. You have Mr. Andrex to thank for that one. It was Andrex. I didn't actually know this event was going on either until I was tagged in a post. You do need to keep an eye on the social events forum. You know where they are. Well, that was the closest battle we had for position. Let's catch up with our leader. Where is he? 10 laps to go then. About 20-ish minutes, 21 minutes, give or take, remaining in this endurance event. Morvik was pretty much gifted the lead. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, G89. It is a very quiet. There's other tracks I prefer from a driver's perspective. What's happened to Frankadros? He's in the pits. Very late pit stop then for the Ginetta, so he's going to fall through the GT3 field. And that puts Hitharian third and Dangerous Ginetta fourth in class then. GG is still pretty close to Hitharian then, so as Frankadros now gets underway, Gwegwin's going to come past him, I think. No, just as I say that, Gwegwin actually wanders off the track at the final turn. And Gwegwin nearly drives right into the side of 118. Frankadros, he hangs on to that 15th position then. So there's a battle there, potentially. Well, I suspect Frankadros is going to run off into the distance. But these two are back on each other's case again. So this is now third in class. So this is a GT4 podium now. That DG, whether DG knows this, I do not know. So third in class then is the potential here between Hitharian and Dangerous Ginetta, as you just saw Miguel fly through the shot there. So for those catching up with us now, welcome. Hello to you all. For those that have been with us for the duration, I thank you kindly for sticking with me. It is always very, very appreciated. I love it when any and all come to my stream. Ow! That was a fairly heavy thump there from Miguel. But with no damage, of course you can get away with it. The mechanical damage is on. So I heard Andreas explaining earlier on that whilst suspension and bodywork damage and aero damage and things doesn't happen, because mechanical damage is on, engine damage can still apply. So that is something to bear in mind if you think about bouncing off the walls. As Dangerous Ginetta again has locked up into that turn and has flown off the road. That's how you drive 90% of the time. I know what you mean though. Am I driving tomorrow or just organising? Oh, the wacky races you mean, Matt? I don't know, I'll be driving. I always take part in the wacky races session. They're far too much fun to just sit by and let all you guys enjoy it all. Oops, there's a DG runs a tad wide there. Who else shall we look at? I do try and keep an eye on this man Morvik, as he is our race leader, of course. He also has a small fan club in the channel, so always happy to give coverage to our leader, or race leader I should say. You can hear in the distance someone banging off the walls, so oh cool, G89, that would be good to see you back in the saddle. Morvik then comes down to complete that 52. 2054. 15. 2033, so just less than a tenth off of his personal best last time around. I mean, he's pushing hard, but without Morvik burying it into the wall, he really doesn't have a prayer of getting that race lead back. That back-to-back pit stop he had to make for fuel really scuppered a potential battle for the lead. But even well, especially in the closing stages of the race, with fatigue being a real major factor, you just never know what's going to happen as Vadim squeezes past Jason. And that was an invalid lap for Vadim. So it could have been him that we heard bouncing off the walls earlier on. Faster on them. Ooh, I thought he was going to go a bit deep into turn 1 then, but managed to get it slowed down. Not quite enough, but better than I thought he was going to do. I look at this colour of N3 and I think of Branderos as my first full season of GT3 commentary. That was the liveried N3 he drove, and that was the one he took the Season 5 Championship in for the Pro Division. As mentioned earlier, I am hoping to get involved in some iRacing commentary, as AOR has asked me to be involved in the Ferrari League that has been started at AOR. So that could well happen on this here channel. All of my commentaries always go on my YouTube channel. That is Ranger Carrot over there as well. No 1980 on that one. So, any of my past work, for those catching up with me for the first time. Hello, Matteo. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Well, we don't know yet, G89. It's something I've been asked to do. It is something I'm happy on doing. There's a few things that need to be sorted out. There is a possibility that it will clash with the next season of GT3 Racing, although that does depend on when the next season of Project S GT3 Racing happens. But iRacing would get the priority, as I'm not involved in the top tier of project cars for GT3. Oh no, Fast Draw's overcooked it at the last turn. That's Miguel. He's just inherited that third position. As a podium gone for Fast Draw. He's taking his time. Oh, he stalled. He stalled it. Fast Draw now getting underway. That's that third position he's been in for so long. And that is done and dusted. Unless, of course, Miguel rather makes a mistake. That's a present for the Audi. Oops, as he gets a little bit. Damage is off, yes. Damage is, it being a social event, damage is almost always off. As Miguel gets to the back of Jason's seat. Oh, that's why Vadim's slow. He's in the middle of the S's. So yes, I could be getting involved in iron racing, which will be something new for me, another element to my repertoire. But also my involvement with Rocket League Central, is where I'm going to be focusing a lot of my energies, as I am looking to get involved in the professional esports scene for Rocket League. So of course I'll be looking to get more airtime with the RLC boys. That won't be featured on this channel, as the Rocket League Central guys are in partnership with a league called Gfinity for a whole range of games. Rocket League has been one of them, and the arrangement is that they stream on the RLC channel. So that obviously won't be up. I'm not allowed to stream that on my channel as well, but I will hopefully be allowed to record what we do and put it on my YouTube channel. So again, another reason to keep an eye on my YouTube stuff. One is Ranger Carrot. And the YouTube video series will continue. Whoops, as that was Gwegwin, that was going for a trip into the sand. So my YouTube series will continue. So I'm halfway through the current challenge for Project Cars. I'm only a few videos into Bioshock, so that I look to continue. And who knows what else I'll get involved with YouTube-wise. But I hope to continue that. And of course continue my work for AOR. I was actually allowed to plug AOR on the Rocket League Central channel on my commentary with them this week. Well, last night. I had to think about it. I actually forgot which day of the week it was. Ooh, careful, Mulvic. Yep, I was actually allowed to plug AOR, which of course I did. Actually did twice in the stream. You never know, that might get a few more interested parties from various corners. 2068 for Mulvic that time around. 5 laps remaining then. Whoops, as I just dropped my control pad. 5 laps to go then, here at Bathurst. Mulvic with a pretty comfortable lead. He can pretty much pull over and go to the loo and still have a lead on Vadim. Vadim has been pressing on as hard as he can to close that gap down. As Vadim comes over the line. His last lap was invalid again. No, it was all clean at the start, Brad Rugg. There was certainly no major incidents I spotted. The drivers may have something different to say about it, but very delicately put their start. But yeah, it was all it was majority clean from what I saw. Ooh, that's the wall again. Vadim throwing caution to the wind. He's pretty much equidistant between himself and Miguel. So 35 seconds forward, 32 seconds backwards. There is Miguel. His last lap also invalid. That's interesting. The gap on the lap time on the right says 4 thousandths of a second. What is a 6 thousandths of a second? That's measuring to the best lap of Mulvic, despite the fact that Vadim has had that best lap since about lap 10. If not earlier than that. So, yeah, that's Project Cars logic for you. Someone else bouncing off the wall we can hear in the distance. Oh, this is going to please Marco. And there goes Hennerton. I always have to kind of look at his name and remind myself how to say it. Marco here has been in the lead of the GT4 field all race long. There is Hennerton in the M3. There he goes. He finally gets that 10th position. Marco was stuck behind that M3 for so very long. And now he finally finds himself behind that BMW again. Now Hitharian in the Aston there is a lap down, so he will let Marco go, which indeed he has done. And Marco again finds himself right behind the M3 that he was stuck behind for so very long. So I'm sure he has quite a lot of words, but As I jumped out of the Discord channel a while ago, as the chatter was getting quite distracting, as he's actually nudged the back of the N3. I mean, the N3 was very, very slow through that particular section there, through 7, 8, and 9. I'm not really surprised, but of course, the GT3 M3 has a major straight line advantage. Franco Drove, what are you doing in here? What on earth happened to you? You should be on that side of the camera, not over there. You're welcome, of course you are, you know that, but what happened to you? I thought, I mean, you were really struggling. I mean, you went a long time ago, I know you did. I haven't just only realised that you've only just disappeared. You DC'd. Oh, no way. That is a great shame. But you looked like you were really struggling. Were you having connection problems or something? Marco, too deep into the chase. It's going to give you a cut track penalty. Yep, but again, with nearly 50 seconds between you and Andrex and second in class, that's not something Marco's going to worry about too much. Where's our race leader? Just coming across the line to complete lap 57. 3 to go. Last lap, 2:06.5. For the Z4. Oh, Franco Droves. So have you abandoned the Aston then? Because you said in the forums that you've had your last race in the Aston Martin. So have you abandoned your beloved Aston now? Or are you not going to take part in the next season? What's your thought, sir? Over the night, his last lap was a 2:06.5, so he's decided that he's either had trouble again, or, as that is Gwegwin already behind him, or he's decided to back the pace off a bit. You do love that Aston, don't you, Franco? Is it just personal preference, or do you find, as you use a pad primarily, that it's better suited to pad driving? Go in the Audi. Ain't that the truth, Star? Ain't that the truth? Let's see with our race leader. We haven't got any particular position battles going on, so let's follow Morvik then as he chases Akhenaton down the hill. Marco has lost the back of that N3, so Marco at least doesn't have to stare at the back of Akhenaton's car for the remainder of the race as he lets Morvik through. Ah, got you, Franco, got you. Through the chase. And who is that? That's Jason, I think, coming into the pits again. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. And someone's plunged in the wall. That was the bot taking Jason's car into the wall, I think. Penultimate lap then. 2:06.7 for Morvik. He is on. Whoa! As you just saw in the background there was Akhenaton getting out of shape on the exit of turn 1. Mounted straight to the Z4. Just 2 laps to go. In case you haven't spotted, we haven't done any kind of weather or time progression changes here. As Project Cars gets horribly unstable when you start doing things like that. We look forward to seeing you back in the saddle though, Franco. Are you going to come back for another season, Star? I know that you were feeling a bit aggrieved after the whole steward's inquiry business. You going to come back for another go? Through the S's once again. Ah, good boy. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see you in Elite next time around. Through the dipper. his elbow. No one in front of him. Well, Nick Mido is about 7 seconds down the road, but no one immediately in front of Morvick. You can hear Nick Mido, you can't quite see him. On board with him. There you go. There's the brake lights just going through into the chase. Ah, give it time, Franco. Time, patience, and practice. It'll happen. That's fair enough, Star. So then, as Morvick crosses the line with a 2:08.58 to start the final lap here at Bathurst. From behind them, I've just seen what looks like it's written in the back of Morvick's car in the dirt. Thanks something. I can't tell what it is. Indeed, Franco. Indeed, my friend. It'll come though. To be fair to Vadim, he has cut that lead in half since his last pit stop. Can't take it away from our fastest lap holder. The consistency has won out. And of course a pit stop mistake from Vadim. We will never know what would have happened if Morvick and Vadim had crossed swords again. Down through the S's for the final time. As that is Nick Mido just jumping out of the way. Through 10:18. Down he comes then. Onto Conrod Straight. I bet he cannot wait to see that checkered flag. Into the chase for the final time. It's going to be 35 odd seconds between himself and Vadim in the end. He could pretty much coast from here and still do it. Into the last corner. Your winner here in Bathurst after this 2-hour endurance event of Mixed GT3s and GT4s. It's VBR Morvick. Nicely done. Here is Vadim. With, I think it's Hetharian and Marco already ahead of him. And Marco having a big old celebration to himself as he has just won the GT4 category. Vadim comes home in second. Says actually this is Morvick. It's actually Miguel. Here you go, Drogo. Your boy did it. He brought the flag home for the VBR lot. Thank you very much, Red Rug. Very kind of you, sir. Here comes then Miguel to take that last podium position in the Audi. So 3 different cars, a Z4, a Merc and an Audi. The Germans dominating here at Bathurst. Who's a lamp down? No, pretty much everybody's a lamp down. Here comes Fast Draw to cross the line. Oh, and that would be Gwegwin bouncing off the wall. Fast Draw then in the M3. Takes hold of 4th. With who took 5th? It was Danny Rick who was trying to catch him, but didn't happen. There he is in the Z4. You are very welcome, Drogo. You are very well indeed. Unfortunately, I lose track at this point of who's actually where because of the lap runners coming across the line. 118, I think, is still running. He can't be, surely. No, his lights are off, so he's not still Phoenix, no. Kennington is definitely 10th, so I think the I think that's actually everybody in their classified positions then. So that is Morvik. I see his AI has just brought him into the pits. Is your race winner with Vadim 2, Miguel 3, Fastraw 4, Danny Rick 5, Nick Mido 6 in the Janetta, Daewoo in the Aston 7, 118 in the Z4 and 8th position. How apt. Phoenix in 9th in the Audi. Ack Henderson just crosses the line in 10th in the M3. There he is. Winner of the GT4 field is Marco in the Janetta. Second in class is the Baby Aston of Andrex. Itharian, third, also in the Baby Aston. Dangerous Janetta in the Rocket Bunny in fourth. Jam, also the Rocket Bunny in fifth. There is Gwegwin in the N3 in sixth position. Jason C slamming his Janetta into the wall is the final classified runner. And that is the end of this particular race. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with me throughout this event. It has been a great honour and a pleasure streaming for you guys, and I will see you right here next time for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night!